has to make it or Glover is the champion. Got a chance. Oh, singed the edge. And Lucas Glover goes back to back, including the opening leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. One for the old guys.
From the winning call to a moment with us here on HQ, the lead voice of CBS Sports, Jim Nantz, joins us now. Jim, another thriller on CBS. As we said a moment ago, he is a major champion, but this feels like in some way a new peak for Lucas Glover. At 43 years old, how do you feel he's conjured the best golf of his life right now?
It definitely is the best time of his life, of his golfing life, and I think it all gets back to that long putter that I heard you referring to just a little while ago. It has completely changed everything about the way he plays the game. He used to fear it. He used to fear what he was going to do on the back end of every hole. Didn't matter how close he was going to hit it. He didn't know if he could hit the hole. And how he survived out here for so long as he did, when he really couldn't find the center of the face with a putter, it's a miracle. It's a credit there to his tenacity, what he's able to do. And then he finds the weapon, the long stick, that could give him the chance to be able to compete out here and know that not only can he win, that he can make every putt that he faces. We saw so many crucial hold putts by Lucas today coming in on the second nine. It's a great credit to him. He's worked hard for this, and he's the toast of the world of golf right now.
There's no doubt about that. Moments of worry, although, on this inward nine on Sunday. A pair of steely par putts, an all-world bogey after rinsing one there at 14. As you observed him in those moments after number 14 and the ruling that came on the hole prior, it seemed like the often solid Glover might have been shaken in those moments. How did you observe him recollect himself and then go on to eventually win here in a playoff?
It's hard to say someone was cool when it was a heat index today well over 100, but I think he kept his cool. I think he was down on himself a few times on some opportunities that got away, a couple of short approaches that he didn't make the most of, that he could have perhaps knocked in a little bit closer. But I think that he's in such a good place. His state of mind is really shown these last 2 weeks. I wouldn't bet against him next week when we go to Chicago, because his game right now is absolutely in peak form. It's just, how do you recover from back-to-back, an onslaught of well-wishers and those that want to congratulate you and those that want to reach out to you? That's draining. I mean, that's a hard thing to be able to manage that and then still stay sharp mentally. But he did it this week, the transition from winning at Greensboro to winning here. It was commendable. As
our guy Kyle Porter put it, some of the romance in our game here on display with these back-to-back successes of Lucas Glover at 43 years old. But we're only as good as our next one, Jim. We condense, we go to Chicago. In your opinion, you've taken these in, you've put the words to them often. How do things change when the field shrinks and the money grows?
I think this was a major hurdle, this one today. I said it to my colleagues that to get from inside the top 70 to inside the top 50, particularly given where the tour is going with this new schedule next year, the signature events, which will be limited fields and open invitations for everybody that wasn't a top 50. This was a huge hurdle today. So now next week, sure, you're trying to make the top 30, where all kinds of things sweeten the pot in Atlanta if you make it there. But I think today was the big one. And next week, well, look, there's a bonus at the end of the year. The winner is going to win 2 Sundays from now is going to win $15 million for that week. There's a lot to play for. And unlike the old days, Joe, they don't have the ability to win in Atlanta but not win the FedEx Cup. You remember those days. Justin Rose won the Cup in 2018, even though Tiger won the tournament. Now we play off of a handicap system where everyone starts at a certain score, and you have a chance to catch up, even the guy that's 30th going in. So, yeah, the race from 50 to 30 will be a good one to watch next week. And all 50 of them. Patrick Rodgers got the 50th spot. I know people are going to say, well, he's never won before. He came close a couple of weeks ago in Reno Tahoe. We've had wild stories all year long. He's capable of winning. They're all 50 dangerous next week when we go to Olympia Fields in Chicago.
Jim, we appreciate you, as always, for taking the time here on CBS Sports HQ. As you head to Chicago, there's always a plate of food for you waiting in Chicago at the Musso household. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, I may take you up on that, Joe. Just send me a number, will you, please?
You got it.
Thank you, pal. All the best. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
And here's a look at that remaining schedule. The FedEx Cup playoffs coming to a head, as always, in Atlanta. But first, the BMW Championship in suburban Chicago. Both of these events coming your way on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.